3 stories written by AI. Once upon a time, in a small town nestled deep within a dense forest, there was a house with a dark secret. The townspeople knew it as the Haunted Manor, and it stood isolated at the edge of the village, shrouded in an eerie aura. Legend had it that a family once lived in the manor, a family whose demise was shrouded in mystery. The tale spoke of a mother, a father, and their 2 children who vanished without a trace one fateful night. Some believed they were taken by malevolent spirits that haunted the house, while others whispered of a curse that had befallen them. As the years passed, the house fell into disrepair. Its once grand facade now stood as a haunting reminder of the tragedy that occurred within its walls. The townspeople warned their children to stay away from the manor, for they believed it housed restless spirits that hungered for company. One night, a group of adventurous teenagers decided to challenge the legends and explore the abandoned manor. Armed with flashlights and trembling with excitement, they approached the decaying structure. The wind howled through the trees, casting eerie shadows that danced along the walls, heightening their apprehension. As they stepped inside, a heavy silence enveloped them. They cautiously moved from room to room, their hearts pounding in their chests. The air was thick with an otherworldly presence, causing their skin to crawl. The flickering candlelight revealed dusty furniture, covered in white sheets, as if frozen in time. With each passing moment, the house seemed to come alive. Whispers echoed through the corridors, and the floorboards creaked under their weight. The teenagers exchanged nervous glances, but their curiosity pushed them deeper into the mansion. Suddenly, a door slammed shut, trapping them in a dimly lit hallway. Panic filled the air as they desperately tried to open it, but it remained stubbornly sealed. The whispers grew louder, and a chilling breeze swept through the hallway, sending a shiver down their spines. As they frantically searched for an escape, they stumbled upon a hidden staircase leading to the basement. Against their better judgment, they descended, their trembling hands gripping the railing. The air grew colder, and the faint sound of distant cries filled their ears. In the basement, they discovered a hidden chamber, illuminated by a single, flickering candle. Shadows danced along the walls, casting macabre shapes that seemed to twist and contort. The room was adorned with old photographs, their faded faces staring back at them with haunting eyes. They realized that the photographs were of the missing family, the same family that had vanished all those years ago. In that moment, the whispers crescendoed into anguished screams, and the room began to shake violently. The teenagers huddled together, paralyzed with fear. Suddenly, the ground beneath them gave way, and they found themselves falling into a seemingly bottomless abyss. Their screams echoed through the darkness as they plummeted, their fate sealed by their ill-fated decision to enter the haunted manor. To this day, the townspeople speak of the brave souls who dared to enter the manor, never to return. The haunted manor remains a chilling reminder of the mysteries that lie within its walls, serving as a cautionary tale for those who dare to venture into the realm of the supernatural. In the midst of a moonless night, the rain poured relentlessly, its rhythmic drumming echoing through the desolate streets. The small town, cloaked in an eerie stillness, seemed to hold its breath as the downpour intensified. Daily, a curious soul with an insatiable appetite for adventure found herself wandering the empty streets, seeking shelter from the torrential downpour. The dim streetlights flickered, casting long, distorted shadows that danced eerily upon the slick pavement. Her footsteps splashed through puddles as she navigated the labyrinthine streets, the sound merging with the steady rain. The air was thick with a palpable sense of anticipation, as though nature itself held its breath, awaiting some unseen event on this fateful night. As Bailey walked, she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Every so often, she would glance over her shoulder, only to find darkness and the relentless rain. The houses lining the road stood like silent sentinels, their windows shrouded in darkness, hiding secrets within their walls. Bailey's eyes caught a glimpse of movement in her periphery. She turned, her breath catching in her throat, only to find herself confronted by a dilapidated mansion looming ominously in the distance. Its weathered facade and broken windows exuded an air of haunting desolation. Compelled by a mixture of curiosity and trepidation, Bailey approached the decrepit mansion cautiously. The creaking front gate swung open with an otherworldly whisper, beckoning her forward. Hesitant but unable to resist, she stepped onto the overgrown path. Her footsteps muffled by the rain-soaked earth as she crossed the threshold of the mansion. The atmosphere shifted. The rain, now a mere murmur outside, transformed into an eerie symphony of drops against decaying wood and shattered glass. Daly's every breath hung heavy in the air, as if the house itself held its breath, waiting. The interior was a labyrinth of forgotten memories and faded grandeur. Cobwebs clung to the ornate chandeliers that dimly illuminated the rooms, casting eerie shadows that seemed to whisper secrets to those who dared listen. As Bailey ventured deeper into the mansion, the rain intensified, pounding on the roof like 1,000 desperate souls seeking refuge. The hallway stretched out before her like a never-ending corridor of darkness. The portraits lining the walls watched her with hollow eyes, their subjects long lost to time. The sound of her footsteps echoed ominously, as if the house was mocking her intrusion. In the dim glow of a flickering candle, Bailey stumbled upon a dusty, forgotten library. The scent of aged books filled the air, their yellowed pages filled with stories long abandoned. As she gingerly ran her fingers along the spines, an icy breeze brushed against her cheek, causing her to shiver involuntarily. Suddenly, a book tumbled from the shelf, its pages falling open to an ominous illustration. Daly gasped as the image depicted a figure cloaked in darkness, its eyes glowing with malevolence. Before her trembling eyes, the figure seemed to move, its clawed fingers extending from the page, reaching out to her. Panicked, Daly dropped the book, its pages fluttering shut with a finality that echoed through the silent library. As she turned to flee, the rain outside intensified, transforming into a deluge that beat against the windows, trapping her within. Once upon a time, in a small town nestled deep in the woods, there was a quaint, abandoned house. Locals whispered about its dark past and the strange occurrences that took place within its walls. Legend had it that the house was cursed, haunted by the spirits of those who had met untimely and tragic fates. One stormy night, a group of adventurous teenagers decided to investigate the eerie house. They were drawn to the stories, eager to unravel the mysteries that shrouded the abandoned property. Armed with flashlights and their nerves of steel, they cautiously approached the decaying front door. As they stepped inside, a chilling wind swept through the house, extinguishing their flashlights and plunging them into complete darkness. Panic set in as they groped blindly, trying to find each other in the pitch blackness. Whispers echoed through the halls, sending shivers down their spines. Suddenly, a dim light flickered in the distance. Drawing their attention, they cautiously made their way towards it, their hearts pounding with fear and anticipation. The light led them to a room at the end of a long, narrow hallway. Inside the room, they discovered an old, dusty mirror. Its ornate frame was adorned with intricate carvings. As they peered into the mirror, their reflections stared back at them. But something was horribly wrong. The reflections were distorted, their features twisted into grotesque forms. A sense of foreboding washed over the group, but curiosity got the better of them. They couldn't tear their eyes away from the mirror. Slowly, the room filled with a haunting melody, a mournful tune that seemed to seep into their very souls. One by one, the teenagers' reflections began to move independently from their bodies. The distorted figures in the mirror reached out, beckoning them to join their macabre dance. Unable to resist, the teens were drawn into the mirror, their bodies vanishing into the glass. As the last teenager disappeared, the mirror returned to its silent, lifeless state. The house fell into an eerie calm, as if it had swallowed the souls of the ill-fated explorers. From that day forward, the abandoned house became a place of dread, a cautionary tale whispered among the townsfolk to keep others away. No one dared to enter the house again. For those who did risked becoming trapped in the mirror's twisted realm, forever condemned to dance with their distorted reflections. And so, the cursed house remained a grim reminder of the horrors that lurk in the shadows, a chilling tale that would haunt the town for generations to come.